Liverpool could win the league and I might have to move to Papua New Guinea or somewhere.
Premier League dreams have come true!
It's up and Gary.
Reaction straight away from Gary Neville. Gary?
Gary!
The hunt is on for this man.
Is he in the bins?
Jamie, they need you on air.
Just give me a minute, I'm trying to find somebody. Check that skip. Sure he's in there. Come on, boys, he's hiding somewhere.
Someone must know where he is.
Who's Gary Neville?
Where is he?
Where's who?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Do this the easy way or the hard way. I work with the guy, he's not my friend.
He does not want to be found.
Is that him? Joke. I can't even remember this night.
Don't tell me lies. Where is he?
This is just embarrassing.
Gary Neville, I've got a particular set of skills. I will find you, and I will make fun of you.
Gary Neville in there. Behave. Is he in there? Gary! Gary!
I've had enough.
I've had enough. Should we go get a drink?
Yeah, let's get a drink.
Neville, I'll find you.
Business or pleasure?
Neither.
Flight 6344 to Papua New Guinea has been delayed for approximately 4 hours.
Gary Neville's worst nightmare has indeed come true before our eyes. If you see him in Papua New Guinea, do let us know. Jamie Carragher, have you managed to speak to him yet?
No, I'm trying to get hold of him. It's just no signal. He's gone underground again, GNF, yeah. I mean, he said Man United were going to win the league before Liverpool at the start of the season. Top 100.
Is there an important point here, Jamie, that the bragging rights are now on Merseyside as opposed to Manchester?
Yeah, certainly, winning the title now, Liverpool will make a lot of it. You can imagine what social media is now. I'm all over it myself, letting Gary know. But listen, I mean, this Liverpool team now will want to emulate what Man City have done in the last few years, where they retain the title. I'm sure what Manchester United done under Alex Ferguson, Gary being involved in those teams. I don't think one title will be enough for this Jurgen Klopp and this Liverpool team. And you see, the energy on the back of getting 97 points last season, winning the Champions League. You think how difficult it would be to go on and win the title this season. They've just absolutely ran away with it. But them and Man City, and maybe Manchester United as well, I think next season could really challenge for the title. But as I said, one won't be enough. And yes, it's great to get Liverpool back on their perch.
What do you think, Jamie? Will there be hunger now for a team that's European champions, World Club champions, and now Premier League champions, just to keep on dominating?
Certainly, that's the aim. Around the world for the fans and everything, it will mean so much because it's a global football club, Liverpool. All the guys will know that. Whenever you travel anywhere, there's thousands, millions of supporters, and this will mean so much to them, and it will get a new fan base as well. Of course you want to dominate, but it's not going to be easy. Man City are going to come back stronger. They're going to want to buy players. Manchester United, Chelsea look like a good young team as well. But this team right now, they've got an opportunity of a lifetime to go and do it again. Those players, look, they're all going to be staying next year. If you maybe add one more up front as well, just to make the squad even stronger, because it's probably a question that the guys, Kenny, obviously Graeme and Phil would know better than anybody, because the amount of times they won titles, and then you think, well, you rest on your laurels, and then a new player would come into the dressing room. That happened a lot, I'm sure, to all of you, didn't it, guys?
Absolutely. Ronnie Moran came into our dressing room mostly at the start of the new season, and reminded us that you get nothing for last year when he was dishing out the medals for the year before. And so we got an early reminder. It was generally the second week of pre-season training when he'd walk into the dressing room with a box of medals, put them on the table and say, if you've played enough games and you think you've deserved one, you can have one of them. And then he'd walk out and he'd come back in 30 seconds later and say, oh, and by the way, you get nothing this year for what's in that box. So we were always constantly reminded. But I think this is a group that, yeah, they'll need reminding occasionally, but the way they play, it's a power game for them. And I think what I like about their midfield, obviously that's an area I look at mostly, I think they take it personal. I think when they go out and they start a game, they are going to bully the guys they're in against. And I've not seen anyone get the better of them in that. OK, people will play balls round them and they'll look cute against them, but eventually that power and determination and aggression gets to everybody. And that's why they seem so on the front foot in most games, or all the games, 99.9 of the games.
Well, Kenny, you were the last man in this position. At what point did the celebrations stop and you start thinking about the next challenge?
Oh, you always enjoy the moment. Bob Paisley was in Rome and we won the European Cup, and he said that he didn't have a drink because he didn't want to get drunk and forget. He just wanted to get drunk in the moment and remember what happened. I don't think there was too many managers after Bob who was that disciplined. So the enjoyment of being successful, you have to enjoy. You have to go and celebrate it. Then look forward to the next season. And I think it's a fantastic achievement last year, this year. 97 points, Champions League winners, World Club Champion winners this year, Premier League winners. Next year, I think a lot depending what happens to Man City, the financial fair play thing, if they get chipped out of the Champions League for a year or 2 years. I think Manchester United look as if they'll be better next year. Chelsea will be better with the 2 signings they've made. But by the way, the one they're all going to have to beat is going to be Liverpool. And they've been fantastic. You just need to look at the game last night and their attitude and their commitment and what they put into the match to win the match. It was unbelievable. And even when they were 3 up, they were still pressing for a fourth. Got to 4. Mo went close to getting a 5th, trying to lay in Millamino for a goal. Couldn't get it. But as I say, they were fantastic. And you look at one, you play a guy up front and you think, well, don't go against Virgil because he's a wee bit hot. Joe Gomez, we'll go against him. Joe Gomez never gave a guy a kick last night. And he, by the way, he could be one like coming through next year that you might be surprised because I think he's been exceptional, Joe Gomez.
Well, yeah, there are so many unsung heroes, I guess, in this Liverpool side. Let's have another little glimpse at the celebrations. I think we can bring you some pictures of what's actually going on. Look, you can see, crikey.
Hey, Jamie,
well, everyone's been cooped up at home for so long that you can certainly forgive this outpouring of emotion. They were on the verge of winning the title before lockdown, and they've managed to get their hands on it just over a week since we emerged from it and since the Premier League restarted.
Do you want me to pick up off the back of it?
Phil Thompson, I think even the champagne's turned red, hasn't it?
It has. I'm on the pink now. Very much on the pink. I'm just listening to the guys there, and we're all so enthused about Liverpool, the way we play and everything, and who's going to be challenging. We don't think about Manchester United, Manchester City, what they're going to do. Now we're in our position. It was always done. You strengthen while you're on top. And we've all been there, and you think, oh yeah, I'm nice and comfortable here. Next thing, Kenny, there's a striker comes through the door. Myself, there's a defender comes through the door. Midfield, you're like that. You're looking over your shoulder all the time. While you're on top, you have to strengthen. And I think that's what Liverpool have to do. Forget about the other teams. It's all about us. And to hear Graeme talking about the legend that is Ronnie Moran, he was like that. He'd be speaking to us the following morning and goes, you're getting out for last season. And you just think now, you look forward. That is the way. These players, in their lifetimes, will be absolutely so proud to play for this football club and to be able to win the title after 30 years. Some of them don't realise they have become immortal for what they have done for this football club. You're seeing those at the fans, all social distancing, of course, and you can. It is really very, very hard for them not to celebrate tonight.
Final thoughts then, gentlemen. Jamie, sum up why this is such a special moment for Liverpool Football Club.
Because we've all waited so long. Everyone who's been involved in the club, you know, Tomo, you know, as a coach there, different times, Graeme as a manager, me and Jamie as players, we've all been there and desperate to bring the title home. And especially me being a local lad, in some ways you always felt like you'd let the club down, or certainly the supporters. I didn't want to win the trophy myself for myself. It was more for the supporters, and you see the scenes tonight. And if you see our James there, Dave, can you give him a shout to get home?
Oh, he's definitely going to be there. He is definitely going to be there. Kenny, are you going to make the trip out? What do you think?
Tonight?
Yeah.
I don't think I can pass my driving test. The breath of wisdom already.
Hold your glass up.
We've been here, look.
Hold your glass up.
That was one. Look, I've even got a barmaid. Look, pouring the
lovely.
And she spilt the drink.
Graeme, there is going to be some celebration, isn't there, when finally everyone is allowed out together, when the Liverpool players can get out on that open-top bus eventually?
Yeah, that's part of you know, we've all fortunately been fortunate enough to have won the league, and it is very special, and part of it has been on the pitch with the supporters and seeing the joy in their faces, and some of them trying to run onto the pitch and join you, and it's just a very special moment. But what I want to say, if this is the last chance we get to speak, it's a great time to be a Liverpool supporter. The last 2 years have been great, and if you know anything about football, you know this team isn't going anywhere anytime soon. This is a team that, if you're going to win any of the big trophies, you're going to have to get past them.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie, final thoughts?
Listen, if you like football, you love this Liverpool team. There's so much to admire about them. You know, I agree, I concur with what everyone has said there. On a selfish note, it's my birthday today, and I couldn't be happier. What a great birthday present to see Liverpool lift the title, to speak to Jordan and obviously Jurgen Klopp, and you can see the emotion. Listening to Jordan Henderson there was quite interesting and also emotional, because you could see it meant so much to him. You know, he's taken on so much as a captain, and to see Jurgen Klopp, it's brilliant. And I'm pleased for all the guys. I'm so pleased for Kenny. Kenny's an incredible man that deserves so much for what he's done for that football club. Graeme and Phil and Jamie as well. So it means so much to everyone. If you played at that football club, you understand what it means.
Well said, Jamie, and happy birthday to you. And thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing your celebrations with us. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I think it's not going to end anytime soon.